Hello, my friends. Today's date is December the 14th, and this is a reading for you if this is your birth date, or if this is an anniversary or significant mile marker day, but primarily a birthday reading. It is for the year to follow. It's the general energy of the year. It is the challenge in the year. It is an action to take to stay balanced in the year. And it is an outcome or synopsis card, more information about what this all means. So, this is the general energy card for the year, December the 14th, folks. It is Thanatos. And Thanatos is that deep recognition of something changing, something dying, some energy, some phase, some person, some love, some idea, some beingness of something that is changing its form. It's letting go. It's moving through and going beyond. It's that recognition of how life is frail and ever changing and yet strong and enduring, and for one to undergo Thanatos, one comes to a deep resonance in the process of the underworld, in the under subconscious, in the senses of deeply feeling and understanding. Transitions have to occur. Transitions are part of life, where it goes from life to death to life again, and that it is a part of the process, and it is a part of the work to do. And there are many people who work in hospital rooms and who work in hospices and who work as caretakers who understand this concept really deeply, that it's a sacred time when something is dying. Even the idea, a concept of something, or something built upon a concept, when it has run its time, when it's time to let go of it, when it's time to watch it kind of crack and crumble and fall down to become a new foundation again. So there is all that kind of energy swirling through this year. So, what is your particular Thanatos this year that you're looking at, feeling into, recognizing that something is changing, recognizing that something needs to be let go of, learning deep compassion for yourself and for others who might be experiencing some kind of deep change of beingness. So it is this, the Queen of Swords. Now, the Queen can be a person very easily. The Queen can be someone that you love or know about or care about. Swords is someone intellectual, someone of high mind, someone of great influence, someone of great integrity and character. Quite often, queens, but queens can also, in their upside down part, can be someone who is kind of angry and petty and selfish. So but it's along the lines of the mind. It's along the lines of someone who creates ideas and sparks them into being, and has sparked something into being, and has created something that moves people's minds. But this person may be dying, or the concept that was created by someone with a very large understanding of the mind and communication, that concept within yourself or outside of yourself, a foundation outside of yourself, an idea outside of yourself, or maybe your own idea of something that you have created and worked on and nurtured and plowed through and worked through and finessed and analyzed to its core and build it better and better and better. But on some level, it may also be dying, it may be letting go of its energy, and it may be time to surrender to it. So your challenge is facing this death. Your challenge is facing this change of scenario, of letting go of something in the ever ongoing letting go of beingness that everything and everyone must face on this planet. This is the human condition. This is the more than human. This is the everything condition. Everything will die. Even this planet, at some point, will give up and become just a rock floating in space. So here we are witnessing the eternal on a personal level, and the challenge for you is to feel into it, go into it, accept that something is changing, work on your own pains around something changing. But what do you know that is? And that's where the bear comes in as an action to take. It's bear hibernation. Bears automatically come up as the thought of hibernation. And what is hibernation but another form of meditation that we can look at as humans, of going into our cave, of listening to ourselves deeply, of quieting our minds, of shutting ourselves off from external life and external day-to-day situations, and going deeply into our own cave of our soul, our own cave of our heart, our own cave of our mind, and really feeling into what is changing and understanding on that deep level what needs to transpire, what needs to be let go of, what needs to be faced with patience, what needs to be faced with trust on a bigger picture, what needs to be let go of so something new can come in. Um, the bear can help you to understand that. Then the bear can help you to face that. Once you come out of that cave with the strength of the bear and the power of the bear and the realizations of the bear, you're able to handle what is given to you. You're able to handle yourself by yourself. Bears are very solitary creatures most of the time. They have a cub for a couple of years, maybe kick them out. They have a partner for a minute to have a baby, and then kick them out. Man or male or female bear, they're usually off to themselves and covering their own 40 square miles of territory, and knowing that that's going to feed them and their little cubs for a short while. Then the cubs get out, and then the bear takes over its territory again. So this is about you then being able to reestablish your territory, reestablish a new pattern, reestablish a sense of yourself in the world once more as you go through this loss, as you allow things to change, as you allow the deep heart of yourself to feel this loss, this change, this human condition. But it might also lift you up for you to understand in a bigger way the pattern that we all face and come to a better sense of yourself against it, and through it and with it, because it is something that we all must face and we all must do on some level. And the final card is this beautiful card by Deborah Croft Chapin, Soul Cards. No instructions, only intuition. Oh, a deep looking at self, a deep understanding of one's own pain and challenges, but a clear eyed, a vision, a clear eyed understanding that can help us to proceed forward once we face our own demons of change and death and loss and and collapse of structure and collapse of work that we've done and collapse of ideas that we've had, or collapse of those beings who have influenced us for the positive or the negative, but yet we don't want to face them dying on some level and changing on some level. Our attachments to form is what I think this card speaks of to us. And the letting go of our attachments is a hard process and a human process and a needed process for us to reclaim our authenticity and drop our sense of our, ego that gets walled off and stuck behind something and hurt and filled with all kinds of pain and problem and fear and grief and guilt and shames. And then we get to look at all that stuff against the sense of losing someone or something important to us and say, what does all that smaller stuff really matter? What does all that little stuff really matter? And therein, can you do the healing work that the bear requires of you? And can you let go of the concepts that keep you separate and says, I am part of this human condition, and this is something we all must go through, and I must find a grace to deal with the thanatos, the death, the enlightened death, the understood death, the process of transformation death that must occur when something no longer needs its time on this plane, in this earth, in these physical bodies, and in this presence. So, a ho to a year that might be challenging, but it's going to be a highly influential year, and one that teaches you a lot about yourself, and yourself that is always there as a witness, and yourself that always falls away back down to the earth to be rejuvenated and reborn and rebuilt once more. Aho.